Hi, welcome back to another video. Just sipping on a little warm tea. This morning I got this mug in Cabo when I went back in March. It's one of my favorite mugs, if I do say so myself. This week I've been sick. Just sick as a dog. It's just not fun being sick. It's not fun feeling like absolute poop. But yet again, that's just how I felt this week. And so I haven't wanted to do jack shit. I haven't wanted to do anything. So I haven't. Nope, I haven't, and that's why this week, this video is going to be a very chill video, and this is one that I was planning on doing anyways, so it's like, this is kind of a perfect little chill way to do this and talk about this. And today I wanted to talk about the books that I've read this far in 2023. I just so happen to have already read half of my reading goal this year. Woo-woo! My reading goal is 25 books this year because I'm 25, if you didn't know. Yep, that's how old I am. So that's what my reading goal was. Last year was my first year getting back into reading, and so therefore I set it as 10, and I think I ended up reading 15. So I thought 25 was a pretty achievable goal, and I think it is. I'm gonna get it. I know I will. Although this year, I just have not felt the zest for reading that I felt last year. I still enjoy it. I just have a hard time finding a time or a book that really just intoxicates me. I like getting absolutely intoxicated by a book. I want to be wrapped up in its world. I love when I've read a book and I put it down and then I'm like, whoa, I've read so many pages. Yeah. I love that feeling. I also love a physical book, but I will say I think I've read more digital copies this year and honestly listened to more audiobooks this year. From basically May until now, I've been in a reading slump. I have been listening to audiobooks because I feel like that's the best way to kind of, still read books but not actually read them. So yes, I'm sick and I'm gonna take some more tea. Dude, I really thought I had COVID because my head hurt. I was stopped up. I wasn't achy though, but from the neck, shoulders up, I've just felt like poop. And I took a test. It was negative. It was negative, Captain. No coronavirus for me. It felt like it. So, anyways, I'm on the up and up, but I still feel like poop and it's almost been a week. So, I hope none of you get sick this summer. Summer sickness is stupid. That's a strictly fall thing, I think. Fall or winter, cold weather season, It should be illegal to be sick in the summer. All right, I'm going to pull open Goodreads. If you don't know what Goodreads is, it's an app for reading, tracking your reading people's reviews, and just kind of following your friends or people you feel like you like their taste in books and seeing how they review books. It's like social media for book readers. There's social media for everything, isn't there? All right, first book I read this year. I started out hot because, last year I did summer. I really got going, and over Christmas break, I was home and I was at my home library and I was like, this is awesome. I never got to take advantage of this growing up, so I'm going to take advantage of it. And I read Malibu Rising. That was my first book in January by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have read a lot of her books now, and she's still one of my favorite authors. I love the way she writes a story. I think she just does a really good job of overall encapsulating an atmosphere and feelings. I don't know. It's based in Malibu. Some kids that were surfer kids and stuff like that. Read it, okay? Just read it. What did I give that? I think I gave it 5 stars. Yeah, 5 stars. Next thing I listened to was an audiobook because I know I've talked about this before, but something I do when I'm home driving a lot with my mom is listen to audiobooks. Then it's something for us to listen to. We don't have to just listen to the radio. So we listen to audiobooks, and she likes mysteries, so I suggested this one, The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, because I know she has a lot of good mystery books that they're well received. So The Paris Apartment, this one took us a while. I thought it was good. I think I gave it 3 stars, but it was just, to me, really drawn out. It was kind of crazy. It was just a little drawn out for me. Next thing I read was The Weather Girl by Rachel Lynn Solomon. So this is my second book by Rachel Lynn Solomon, and I just had raving reviews about her first one, which was The X-Talk. Love that book. I still think that book is her best book that I've read, honestly. This one, it was just a little too predictable for me, and I actually don't think I finished it. I counted as finishing it because, man, I really powered through that book. I had a hard time getting through it. It was just too predictable and pretty cheesy. So you could skip it, honestly. You can skip it. Next was another audiobook, and this is one that was on my list for a while. I'd wanted to listen to it because, first off, I think if I read this book, it would be a little bit hard for me to like get into. Fairly big book. It's Court of Thorns and Roses. This is a really popular series right now, YA novel. So, you know, it's got that fantasy, it's got like magical characters, stuff like that. I like to sprinkle those in every once in a while. And this one was good because it's a little bit of that and also a love romance story. So it's a good one, and I think they are worth the hype. I definitely have enjoyed listening to the series because I have already listened to the second book, A Coat of Mist and Fury. It's the number 2 book. This is by Sarah J. Maas. It's a good series. You should definitely listen to it if you're into a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of magical, mystical characters. I typically only read romance novels, so it's good to mix it up sometimes. After that, I delved back into my world of Colleen Hoover because I still love Colleen Hoover. I think she's great. I love her books. They are that type of book that I can just start reading and it's like, it's been 2 days and I'm done with this book. How did I finish it so fast? They're great stories overall, I think. So I read All Your Perfects, and what was that about? It was about a couple who have fertility issues and, you know, kind of how it affects their marriage and just kind of like their journey through all of that and if they, you know, still want to be together. It was a good book. I think I gave it 3 stars. Oh no, I gave it 5 stars, which I don't know that I would have done that now. Definitely worth 4 stars. Yeah, let's leave it at 4 stars. It's a solid story, and it's not too predictable. It's a good roller coaster. Good little roller coaster strap in too. After that, I remember I read this book while I was on vacation in Cabo. Yes, I went to Cabo this year. It's a great place, especially in March and May. Wonderful time to go. Heartbones by Colleen Hoover. This book was about a high school senior. She was raised by her mom. Her mom dies in the beginning of the story. Her mom was a drug addict, and she goes to live with her dad that didn't raise her, but she didn't really have a relationship with him growing up. So she goes and lives with him for a summer before she goes to college, and, you know, it's just about her time there, and, you know, she meets a boy and they, you know, fall in love, stuff like that. It's a great story, honestly. I think I gave this another 5 stars, and I'll leave it at 5 stars because it was overall a good little love story, and I love a young love story too, and just like beach, a love story that's at the beach, and, you know, there's a little bit of build up to it. You'll like this one. Heartbones by Coho. After that is yet another audiobook I listened to with my mom because, you know, another road trip means another audiobook for us. It's just what we have found works in our relationship. The next was A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham. This is a very messed up, dark, crazy story. I think I gave it 5 stars. You know, it might give you nightmares, but it's good. You definitely should read this book if you're into mysteries and, you know, like these girls are going missing in this town and they don't know who's doing it or why. And the main character, there's clues directing to her around it. She keeps kind of feeling like it's people she knows or has been in contact with. And she's like, why is this connecting to me? You know, it's crazy. And there's big twists and turns. It's good. Okay, read it. After that, I read Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This was a great story. This was not stereotypical love story. It's about these 2 kids that grow up knowing each other and they reconnect in college. Well, they're both gamers and game developers, software developers, and it's kind of just like they get together and start making video games and stuff like that, and it just follows them into adulthood and the relationship and things that happen to them throughout their life. It's a solid book. 5 stars. You need to read it. It was kind of not a typical pick for me, and I think that's why I picked it, because I'm trying to branch out. Guys. I think that's just the natural evolution of reading. You just want to expand, and anyways, overall 5 stars. Great book. Next after that was a little rom-com. I delved back into what makes me comfortable, and it's In a New York Minute by Kate Spencer. I picked this because it wasn't too long. I think it was just under 300 pages, and this is your typical rom-com, you know, meet cute kind of story. I also related a lot to the character at the beginning because she'd just gotten laid off from her job. I gave it 3 stars. It's a good, solid book, but like, it's nothing riveting. And like, it's not too spicy either. I would literally give it like 2 out of 5 spiciness. Spicy. Then this is where it gets exciting. I was home a lot during the summer and, yet again riding in the car with my mom. What does that mean? Audiobook. Okay. We were suggested by my brother's girlfriend. She's quite the reader too, and she likes the same type of books as my mom, mystery. And you know what? I like them too. I'll admit it. Okay. Not my number one genre, but I like them too. She recommended these two books together. So The Silent Patient and then The Maidens by Alex. I'm not even gonna try to say his last name. Okay, I'll try. Michaelides. That's definitely wrong. The Silent Patient, I really liked it. I've heard people talk about it that they don't like it. They're like, oh, it's a big dud. But I liked it because it's about a psychiatrist. I think that's what it's called. He goes and works at this institute. He finds this one patient really interesting and he thinks he can help her. And you find out more details and it gets more twisted and crazy. So I think I gave that a 5-star. After that, we've got The Maidens by the same author. And there's like a little tidbit in The Maidens that links back to The Silent Patient. So it's kind of a little satisfying point. The Maidens is about these college students start to go missing. They're killed on this campus, and this lady is a psychiatrist, and she's trying to help out. And she has a family member that goes to this school, so she's worried for her. Becomes really weird and twisted. There's a lot of Greek mythology references in this, which I didn't care for. I don't need all that. It felt very pretentious. Like that portion of the book, it was good. Once you get past that and really get into the drama, it's good, but it's just like a whodunit. Who is killing these girls? And they're doing it in such a particular way that you're like, it has to be someone connected to this group on campus. I don't even want to explain it, guys. I'm rambling now. Honestly, this book blurbed through a lot of it. Maybe I fell asleep in the car, but still, it had a great ending. I pay attention to the ending, and that's all that really matters. Okay, book number 13. This is my last on this list. Was a highly anticipated book from Emily Henry. It's called The Happy Place. I like Emily Henry's books, but they were some of the first books I read back 2 years ago. One of the first books whenever I was getting into reading last year I read was Book Lovers, and I liked it. I thought the author has really good humor, so I'm into Emily Henry, and you can't resist her covers. I know, don't judge a book by its cover, but her covers are so cute. So I read it. It's bright pink too, so how can you ignore that? It's literally set in Maine, and I live in Maine, so I can just see it. Love how she romanticizes Maine and the summer in Maine and lobster, whatever. So it's this group of friends. They meet together every year just to reconnect, and this year one of the couples in the group is getting married, and the main character is also engaged to one of the friends in the group. They're broken up, but no one in the group knows that, and so they have to act like they're together because they don't want to ruin the week. Anyways, you can see where this is going. They fall in love again in the end. I guess that's a spoiler, but at this point, those kind of books are so predictable. You know that, okay? So it was a nice, cute little story. 3-4 stars. Nothing riveting, but I liked the way that she painted Maine. It was very colorful and cute, but nothing you have to read. Okay? All right, well, that's the 13 books I've read this far. Right now, I'm actually listening to another book on my own, and it's for her consideration on audiobook. It is by, who's it by? Amy Spalding. And I've really enjoyed it because it's set in LA, and it's about this girl that is a talent agent's assistant. Well, she's meeting with the talent, the celebrity, and they kind of are hitting it off. So we'll see where it goes from there. So that's book number 14 of this year. I also have started 2 other books, but haven't finished them. I don't want to talk about it. That's just a part of the whole reading slump for me. This year's gone by so fast. It's frightening. It was just last Christmas. And Christmas is so close now. And it's August, and in Maine, it's literally feels like fall again. Time can slow down. I sound like an old person, but maybe I am an old person at heart. All right, that's enough for me rambling. Okay, thank you for joining in on this interesting video. I hope you enjoyed it. Yet again, I am sick, so that is why this video is the way it is. So, thanks for watching. Please, I hope to see you next time. Thank you. I love you. Take care of yourselves. Don't get sick. Take your vitamin C. Get lots of sleep. Peace and blessings. And I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.